And we're live. It's Monday night. It's Coding with Fire, and I'm EJ.
And I'm in.
And we're doing cool election stuff again tonight, as we did last night.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, we just decided on a topic, but we haven't quite fleshed out how we're gonna approach it. So I'm pretty
Yeah.
excited about it though, because it's like a form of visualization that I really believe in. I realize, however, we're probably gonna talk about what we did last time too, because it leads into what we want to do this
I like
time.
that though. That was a cool teaser of like, don't aren't you guys excited to find out what that visualization is? Stay tuned to find out. But last time on Coding with Fire, we did a lot of last stream. We did a lot of like mise en place. We got a lot of like taking things and getting them together in the right place. That was like the first half of the stream. And then the second half, we ended up making some visualizations of like trying to visualize where votes have and have not been counted, and we made some fake data to do that, and made this really cool choropleth where it just gets darker the more that it's been counted, so that as it gets towards the end, the counties that are lightest are the ones with the votes outstanding. But we also made this tree map example of it. Let me see if I can find it in my 10 million tabs. Oh, yeah, here it is. A tree map approach to it where every little cell inside the tree map in the state cartogram represents a county. And you can sort of scroll through it, and they sort of, I think they disappear once they're fully counted. So when you get towards the end, you're just left with the counties that haven't been counted yet. And I like this solution, but this is sort of like a bouncing off point where I think we have some ideas of like how to further play with election visualization. I'm really enjoying, like, I've done this for clients before, but it's cool to do it just like on our own where we can try stuff that we wouldn't normally do. And so I think that leads us to what I'm excited to try tonight. Do you want to tell the kind people at home what we're doing, Ian?
Yeah. Well, the visualization is unit charts.
My
Yeah.
favorite. I love unit
Yeah.
charts. I mean, that's
Yeah.
basically you could even call this tree map cartogram a unit chart if you were being persnickety. I can make the argument.
Right.
There's a
You
thing for
could make the
everything.
argument. That's right. Maybe you have something you could pull up easily to show folks what it
Unit
is
charts. Well, the most
you're.
I think the quintessential unit chart is the New York Times one. They made it. I think it was the war in Iraq where they did a pictogram for every military and civilian that died for some period of time. Let me see if I can find that.
Yeah, because I was actually talking to a friend today who likes these and didn't realize they were called unit charts. Um,
I think some people have different
so I
names
think,
for them. Like what were they
yeah.
calling them?
I'm not even sure if he said what he would call them normally, but like I think I've seen something like icon,
Some people call
icon
them
chart,
pictograms.
pictograms. That's right.
Pictogram chart. New York Times. Oh, I like mentioned that example and now I can't find it. Also, why do you get like three results on image search now? Like, I feel like you used to get so many more. Icon chart? Nope. Nope. It is like a like unit chart. I wish I had the semiology of graphics or whatever. They have a whole thing.
Well, this I just found when unit charts are for kids.
Oh yeah,
I
that's the
think it's
one. That's the one that Stephen Few makes fun of me.
but it gives some.
That's the one. Yeah, 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 exactly.
Oh, this is the New York Times. Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So every pictogram, every character in that is, I believe, it's a death in Iraq. And then if you scroll to the top,
Yeah.
that's one I made.
This one?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, there's your name.
yeah. But he points out some problems I had with math, as previously discussed. I'm
Oh,
a
right,
data
right.
visualizer, not a data maker. But that's the basic idea, right? Like if you have, for me, I think like if you have 100%, it's easy enough to think, okay, 100% is 100 things, 100 dots, right? So if you divide that into whatever the percentage of 100 is, if 7% are heavy drinkers, make 7 of them the heavy drinker color. You know what I mean? If, 30% of them are light drinkers, make 30 of them the light drinker color. Like I think humans, like you don't need to count each of them. Like humans are good at like understanding groups. Like I think at least this is just not based on any any research or anything. Like at seeing those things in proportion. You know what I mean? Quickly and saying, oh, there's more of that and less of that or whatever it is.
Okay. So, I mean, he's pointing out a tiny issue with rounding, but like the point, yeah, like the effectiveness is great. Um,
But so
Also,
what
yeah.
data? If you want to use, if we're making unit charts, what are unit charts units of? What do you suggest?
Well, why they came up for me recently was thinking about electoral college representation, right? So it's you know each state has some number of electoral college votes, right? And then they get pledged to each candidate as the whatever process they use, right?
Right.
Um, so clearly people are going to be talking a lot about the that during the time like from the election onwards for a bit, right? And so if we have different ways to kind of oh yeah, nice.
This is like the
Uh,
classic one, I think, right, where people make their different scenarios and share them.
yeah, but like, I think one of the things that we get to play with, oh, look, uh RJ Info We Trust is here,
Ooh,
and he is saying there's an election unit charts he wants to read.
nerd sniping.
It.
Should I just open links that people paste in the chat willy nilly?
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Oh boy, this one's mildly problematic.
Yeah.
Oh, not mildly. This one's problematic. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
Well, I guess it's trying to show the problem.
Yeah. Well, I guess when you visualized a terrible reality, it just looks terrible, even if you make it into icons. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't use these particular labels.
That's for sure.
Also, do you, for me personally, do you rate criminals above the insane? Because I think insane then criminal. But are they talking about voting? I guess that makes
Well, I
sense.
guess they're saying it's
Right. So should we interpret this graphic? This is the evolution of voting, right? And we see more
voting rights, I
people,
guess. Yeah.
more people on the spectrum, on a non-explained x-axis spectrum of voters to non-voters that is somehow pulled across in time.
Right, and it's also like
More classes of
interesting,
people.
like
Okay.
the choices of things, like the you know, I guess these are because there is a mix of like demographic, like age and race and nationality, but child, right? Like having child on the same
Wait, yeah.
like set of
I,
choices is insane.
that totally flew
Like
by me, right? Of child is on there? Like,
more classes of people, right? Oh, but I see. I wonder if RJ means a unit chart as
children
like
don't vote. Sure.
demographic, like you have census data of like people, and maybe you wouldn't use these same classes. You could use the census classes, right?
Got it. So I got distracted.
Icons by population for units.
I
Yeah,
got distracted
interesting.
by the inflammatory labels.
Yeah, yeah. This is clearly written
Who?
sometime.
What's Harcourt Brace and Co. Inc. Harcourt Brace and Co. Inc. Was a publishing firm. Okay, cool, fun stuff. So
Well, we will build some unit charts for
okay,
that.
they're not. Yeah, I know, I get it. They're not inflammatory at the time.
Oh no, I mean, yeah. But in any case, right? Like what we're gonna do tonight should help um, whatever unit chart you want to build, right? Like,
Yes. Well, so this is cool. I if I ignore the labels and just look at the icons, it's cool. I don't like their unexplained x-axis of like. It sure seems like they're ordering classes of people, which I find problematic at this time.
yeah, because it's implying like the on the left side it's technically the order that they came in, right? Or that the rights were changed. But then that
Yes.
implies that like the other one, then other classes of non-voters sort of
Yeah, it means that aliens,
shouldn't be
children,
like that's the
criminals,
order in
and
which they should
insane are
go.
next. Yeah, well, but also does that mean this also implies since it ends at 1920, if I'm following this logic, then by 1970 the insane are fucking right pushed right on past that.
Yeah, it's the kind of like the it gives a sort of slippery slope feel, and that's like pretty negative messaging
So
to
I'm going to
me.
say I am pro expansion of suffrage. I am anti this strange x axis on which these classes of people were placed. That's that's it for this graphic. All right, you want to make unit charts of electoral college votes? You say?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How do
So I mean,
where?
we and I guess with what you have up there, right? Like we've been playing more with okay, the states as a concept, right? Like I mean, people have talked a good amount about this. Like we don't care so much about the land area for most things that we're talking about. We care much more about either how many people live there, or how many people are registered to vote, or in this case, how many electoral college votes they have.
Well, you're basically talking about remaking what they have in this like top stacked bar chart, which is kind of it doesn't take up a lot of space, but it's like the main thrust of like what is happening. You know what I mean? Whether somebody gets to 270 or not. Let me reset this. You know what I mean? Like as
Right.
people do or do not slide over things. Like this is the gray
Yeah, and
space.
you could, what I'm actually like imagining right now is that if that was a unit chart, then when you click states on and off, actually, can you put that link in the chat? Did you already do
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, this is 270 to win. Oops. There we
it?
go.
Because I will open it as well. You could actually, so this becomes units, right? And then these could also become units,
Each
right?
state, you
Like
mean, to change
each
them because you
state could
need like
have
a
like,
mechanism to control it, right?
right. I mean, like this is still, you click this state and it does stuff,
Yeah, exactly. But the
right? But it's
geography
still,
doesn't matter. Like it's literally just a button that's shaped like a state. It could be anything.
yeah, right. Yeah. But if it's a bunch of squares or something, right? Like circles, whatever. Um,
Circles, circles, bruh.
mhm,
I'm sorry, circles.
right. Yeah. And the other thing you could do is that they could transition into place in the unit chart. Like they could
Oh
move
yes.
around.
Should they live in a forced
But
layout? Unit chart in a forced layout. All the things we love. We do love this. It's like that is like truffles and olive oil.
right, right. All right. Yeah, we can let's start with um the first part and see how far we can get.
Well, we
This
can't start with the first part until we do the step zero, which is do you got any data with like electoral votes per state on you by any chance?
um I do not. I
Oh yeah, me
mean,
neither.
yeah, that, how I guess this
Electoral
is like very
college
honestly how
votes per state data set. I'll race you.
oh, do you think That's the 538 forecast data also has.
I bet you somewhere in the 538 data there's a pretty good JSON with a list of states and their electoral college votes.
Electoral votes by state were hand typed into this Google sheet. I've joined it at the state top winners.
Ooh, that sounds good. Where's that? Yeah, that's what we want. You win.
Notebook.
You win.
All right. So I'm gonna just import.
So who is this that we're taking this from? We should shout them out.
Chris Amico.
Shout outs, Chris Amico.
Journalist and developer in Boston.
Thank you. Published August 31st.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I'll
I'll
also just throw this in the chat. All right. So you want to start the notebook? Should I start the notebook?
I'm already following him. You can start the notebook if you don't mind. I'm busy surfing Twitter.
Sure. New notebook. All right. Electoral college unit charts.
Sweet, and you can just pull in the data, and oh my god, I'm so excited. Unit charts and force layout and circles?
Yeah, we got, well, one of the things I like too is the OP1, but also that like when we start looking at like map stuff, just turning it not into map, like into the boundaries, right? And then like then you start playing, you can pull in all these things that you do with circles, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I love geographing it. You know what I mean? Like I like cartogramizing it. I'm just on a roll now with making up words. But like the idea of taking things and putting them sort of where they should be and making them circles is really appealing to me.
Yeah. All right, so I'm probably gonna do this. Oh, I'll share it and publish it.
Thank you, sir.
I was thinking like start with like a simple D3, like a SVG, and then I'm already thinking ahead of like making function to generate it so I can make multiple ones.
Try me that link, son.
Oh, this link here.
Thank you, sir. All right. So, do you want to make them circles? Do you want to make SVG? Do you want to go straight to canvas? Do you want to do a force layout? Do you want to save that for later? What are you thinking?
Well, let's see. When I think about those things, I'm always thinking like, how many things am I going to try to draw?
Great question.
Right? So if it was like a few thousand and we're going to animate it with force layout, I probably want to be in canvas. But if it's a few hundred, I might stay in SVG because then I can like, it's a little crisper, you can do more stuff with it if it's an SVG. So in order to choose that, I guess I think I can do this. Oh, if I have D3, and I could spell.
I'm not an expert or anything, but I think it's somewhere around 538.
What is?
It's just D. It's not right. D0. What kind of magic are you doing?
I'm trying to get, so it's a map. So I should just be able to do this. Sum this array. I thought I could, 538. Oh, I suppose that's what Let's see.
I wasn't sure. Is it bad that I wasn't sure?
No.
It's better to not be sure about anything, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. you're not sure, you should be able to find out somehow, right?
Yeah, just double checking our math, but yeah, 538. So I guess we also could have checked the 270 to win site, right? Because then we can know sort of how many fall in each category. There's like 185 deep blue. Wow, geez, wow, this doesn't look great for our old friend Trump. 74 deep red, 70 likely red, 69 leans red. Yeah, I mean, so it's like groups ranging from 30 to 190.
Nice, yeah. Yeah, so it feels like this will be totally doable in SVG, right? And so I'm just going to start a new block of code. I mean, usually we call it something basic. So I'm going to make my SVG. Make it. I'll just do this. So I want. All right. So we want to make a bunch of circles.
Yes, please.
For now, just like line them up.
I feel like it's almost harder to put them in a grid than it is in a force layout, but that's because I'm bad at grids. You might know better than I do.
I've written grids like so many times that I could write it pretty quickly.
Okay.
Well, we should probably think about it like this, right? Like a layout's a layout, so we should say something like units. We'll make some data, right? Or I guess we want this to. Let's skip ahead. It should be a function, right?
Sure.
So if we say, or let's say grid units, and we pass in a number and maybe some options, right? Like how many columns we want, or
right.
Stuff like that. And it's eventually going to return an array, right? Of points or of objects that have like the x and y and the value, and yeah. And I think really you should be able to say range number map.
Fancy D3 things.
Yeah, so it's just gonna be, each one is gonna, well, spell it out. I as I. Then you calculate x as like times something y.
That's your like margins between units in your grid. Padding.
Yeah, I'm just like saying it will be. This won't work as a grid, but like
right.
x and y we'll have to calculate here based on the position. But so if I just want to say grid units 420. Then this is the kind of thing we want to get back. So I can just draw the circles in here, right?
In a grid.
But
they know their place in a grid.
Yeah, we could also say force units.
Oh.
And you can imagine that this is now going to return, instead of the grid, it's going to lay them out according to the force, right? And you could control that somehow. So
but they're mutually exclusive, though. Like you can't have. It's kind of an obvious dumb question, but you can't have them both in a grid and in the force. Or you could have them want to be in their grid position using force, right?
Yeah, you could. Yes.
Because then we can transition them into other visualizations by just changing their, like where they want to be and reducing the alpha again. If you want to, like you were talking about reorganizing them and stuff, right?
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, so if you... Well, yeah, because it may not be that you want to use a force as a generator once, but that you're just running a force simulation and then you're changing the targets.
Yeah, exactly. And the targets are powered by the grid.
Oh, so you're saying, so why would they not be in? Oh, okay. If you change them to some other location or grid.
Yeah, then they'll all bump into each other to rearrange into that other thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like it. All right. So we probably won't need
Sorry,
this.
what you should imagine is them all distributed, right? Electoral votes to they want to be in the centroid of the state, and then you click a button and they all float to the top and they try and turn into that bar chart. But it's the same electoral votes, right? But they just are activated in force.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so really instead of grid units and force units, it would be this might actually be like map units or something like that. Or state units or something. Like this is going to position them on the cartogram, whereas this would position them in the bar or something like that. But to start with, we don't have to build those out. We can get the first one going, see
Totally.
something, and start adding to that. Because I haven't thought of how it would be interesting if you can take these independent groups and just sort of like piece them together. Anyway,
Let's get some circles going,
so
man.
we have this. So the X and Y. Let me just draw this, right? So that this should be like a line of dots that go diagonally. And so you can just get something going. So
Circles,
select all,
circles.
circle data, and then let's just call grid units, I don't know, 50. Or let's do 99 in commemoration of
Love
yours.
it.
And we're gonna join and get a circle, get a bunch of circles. They need a radius. I'm just gonna hard code it for now. They need a CX, and we'll say d.x.
It's like this X center of the circle. I don't need to tell
That's
y'all what a
right.
CX is. Y'all know what a CX is. Come on now.
All right, so now we got them in line. So we want them to like line up.
Your
in
grid
grid.
sucks.
So I think we want to know like how many units wide it should go,
Right.
right? Like,
10, please.
okay, so I'm gonna say that's 10. So I want X to go from 0 to 9, right? Like 1 to 10 basically, and then start over and the Y is going to keep moving down. So to do that, you use the little modulus. So that's going to be where its position is, but then, yeah, this is like how much spacing you want. And so we should probably have something like the radius, and I think it's radius. You can think of it that way. Or you can have the radius and spacing.
That seems cool.
And then I think you would just add those together. And so these will come in from the config in a second. So yeah, so
All
this.
right, that's semi-grid-like, I guess.
Yeah. Let me also. I want to move them down a little bit. Or like out of the corner so they can see. All right, so then the Y is the same thing. You want it to every 10 things you want it to skip. So you're going to divide it by 10.
Or by calls.
The floor of that.
Right?
Sorry, yes, calls, exactly. And then this will be R plus spacing.
Hey!
And we got the grid.
Look at you.
Nice.
I don't like that it's missing one to make fun of 10 years ago me. That's not nice.
No, that's not nice.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry. I thought it.
No, it is funny. I just don't.
I mean, and 10 years ago, you were making these in Illustrator, right?
That's correct. I was also 17 years old. So.
It's pretty badass to have like your a paper written about
About how much you suck? Yeah, it felt really cool at the
It's not
time.
about how much it doesn't even tear into that, like into the form.
Well, but it's just weird. You're like, imagine being like, oh, my hero Stephen Few wrote about me. I wonder what he said. Open it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that, man. Yeah, but that's where we started and where we are. You can
True.
feel it.
True. That would be that would be hilarious. That's too good. I should do that. That's really funny.
Well, I have zero spacing by default. So really what we want here, we're going to want a little slider here right in a second, but let's just say radius is 5. And so we're going to pass in options, radius.
Whoa.
Oops. Radius.
Whoa.
Oh, that's too big.
All
okay.
Right. I like what you're doing.
So I'm saying radius. Oh, okay, so this not. So either R should be like, it should be times 2. I think.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love it. It's like got an optical illusion effect going on. Because they're touching. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it should be a slider too, essentially. And then, yeah, I mean, you want columns equal to 10. This should probably just be columns. Should first rename this columns. So since we have so many, oh, we did only 100. I see. I should publish this, and we should make sliders. Yeah, so what do I do when I make sliders? Search for some inputs.
Oh, is that what I searched slider and I got lost?
Yeah, I mean, this inputs notebook is probably, a great starting point for most.
Oh yeah, that's like what I want.
Basic UI things, yeah. Put down here. And then really, yeah, you would say slider of the radius is min 1, max, I don't know, 100, let's do 20, value 10. Oh, and it's supposed to be view of, yeah, so then,
Nice.
yay.
That's fun.
Spacing, I think rename should be 0. Oh, and I guess we could say, well, the step can be 1. Oops.
How many is this again? 420? What about 538?
No, this is 100. Yeah. 538. Excellent. Excellent. So that leads us to the next one, which will be columns, which will go from, I guess, the minimum to 100. Value will be 30.
Whoa.
Trippy, what did I do? Oh, it's not a integer.
That's fun. I like what you've done.
I guess we could make the height like I don't know why we're making it so small. All right, so let me put this. Oh, put in the chat one more time, I think. Just in case. All right, so we got our basic dots here. Now what we want to start being able to do is, well, we want the state and probably some associated data with the state, right? Like which state.
Yeah, I wish we had their centroids. I guess. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. I also want to put them in a force layout.
I see you have your simulation.
Yeah, I'm already getting so excited. Did you name your grid units? If you could, that'd be great.
I think. Sorry, I was labeling these. Okay, because then we can. Hide these. Oh yeah, so well, just to go for a force layout, we should be returning these. All right.
Well, we want to vote per state, right? So Alabama goes to 9. What that means is we want 9 Alabama vote circles.
Right. So I guess this one, I'm gonna, instead of taking a number, it's gonna use the Electoral College thing.
Yes.
Electoral votes. Well, I guess you can do this. So if I'm going to start with an empty array, you can loop for state of, I think, electoral votes, or I just define it.
What state of?
State should be the number.
Yes.
I think.
Yep.
But I kind of want.
Can you get an I? Like, can you know the key? Because that's what state you're in.
Yeah, this is why I usually do something else.
Okay.
If I turn an array and then map it, I think it's D0 will be the key, so oh, and this, I should get a and I still want something like this. Count. Oh, but it's not I. This is, we need an extra loop. We need a running total, right? Because we're going to make some for each count. It should be for each. Well, I guess I'm just adding one time after everyone. Don't need this. So if I say state units and just call this, I guess I need options. Nice, they all have states.
Yay! That's what the people want. Now put them in a force layout.
Nice, nice, okay. Well then, really these should be tx and ty, right? That's its like target. That's where it wants to be in this case.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and that's the like bar grid spacing. The
Yeah, and right
the other thing
now
I'm thinking,
this gets it by rendering it in data. Can we like make it its own variable of like processed electoral votes, or I don't know, some, you know what I mean?
sorry, what do you mean? Oh, like
Like
instead of
pull.
having it the function.
Yeah, exactly. Just pull that piece out, because then I can pass that into our simulation, I think, and it should just work.
All right. I'm just gonna say it's data.
Okay.
How this works.
All right.
Process. Fine. Long name, descriptive. I don't know
Better
why.
than
Like I
data.
never want to do that, but it's always like I'm happier with myself when I do it. Oh, and this should be, I guess, rendering tx for that. Oh wait, are you editing inside Basic?
No, do whatever you want.
We should. I think we should just make another one. That's gonna be. I'm just gonna make a new cell, and this one will be like force or something, right? So like,
Oh, love
this
it.
can render the force simulation.
So good.
So really, this should be able to say simulation. Oh wait, I don't think you want to return the force. You want to. Remember, we do this with these like local nodes. The other thing we could
Oh yeah,
do,
you like clone deep it or something, so you're not actually.
I think you should just, instead of using the variable, can I just paste it in here? I'm gonna
do whatever you want, buddy.
wait. Does this make sense? Because we're gonna. I've seen this done in a couple of different ways, right? Because we want our force simulation to run, and then we want to be able to change what the target is of the force.
That just means you change force x and force y, the function within it, and that force is always running on that simulation.
I see. I see. I think we want to do this. And then this will do simulation.nodes. I think you can say. But we should be able to say What's simulation.nodes look like?
Perfect.
So each of these has an egg. Wait. Oh, I didn't change the state. This is supposed to be txt. Why did I change it wrong?
There you go.
Yeah, this should be x and y.
Well, you broke your first one, but your second one's working great.
Basic one. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, this is a little confusing.
So you want to make, in the force one, you want to make it cx and c, or just x and y. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then this should be
Width divided by 2.
width and height. Yeah.
Well, no, you do that with force.
Oh, we could center the force, right?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to start adding some forces to your
Yeah,
force
give me.
layout?
Let me search. Let me do our usual observable market digging for a nice force layout. I can steal some centering from. Like for example, this one from Phil. Except he does it to phyllotaxis. Nobody needs that.
That's the default, or that's the default layout for the force layout.
Yeah, I got it. Let's see. Simulation. We have a width, right?
Yeah, we have width and height available actually.
Sweet. So it has it has X and Y forces now, but they're not very strong, and they don't seem to be doing anything.
Well, isn't the forks X and Y also what we're going to use to target them? So we should. Isn't there like a center force?
No, this is how. No, I don't think so. Because no, this is like the first stage to because then it would be a function that you pass in instead of width divided by 2 and height divided by 2, and that would be like per each thing tell it where it's x. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, I think what we want
Is
to
this
do
not
then
ticking?
is
Is that part
yeah,
of the problem?
simulation.onTick, and
Are you doing it? You got it.
oops, what seemed to happen?
You want something like that. We want circles node equal.
Oh, yeah.
That didn't seem to work.
It might be that here. Let me.
Okay, that seems better-ish. Maybe the strength is too much. Yes.
Whoa.
Here you go. Well, I'm gonna make the X strength more.
Okay.
I think the problem is
Why
that
is
they start out 0. You want them to start out in the middle. Because you need to, when you generate them TXs, you need to generate them X's and Y's too, and make it the middle. In grid units.
Oh, wait. So you're saying, yeah, like I'll say let tx in here. So both x and y will be.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, that was great. I like that. All right, I'm gonna turn down the strength of these a little bit so it doesn't do that. That's better. And I need force collide too.
I guess if we, yeah, when I up the spacing.
I'm sorry. When you said there was a force center, you were totally right, and I was wrong. I'm terribly sorry.
It's all good.
Because you're right, we will use these other ones in addition to that. Do these have radii?
Yeah.
Is it d.r?
Oh, I didn't include it in the data. Yeah, it should though. Let me do that. I'll just do R. Radius. Yes, there's an R now.
Great.
Whoa.
Sorry for what I've done.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty nuts. What are you playing with to get?
Just charge and collision and like centering on and off. Yeah, it gets like a weird a weird shape to it.
Yeah, it's kind of cool though. So the question is, I think what we want to do is that in here, we're going to have simulation. We're going to set the X and Y to whatever like a choice is, right? Like we're going to have some kind of choice of bar layout or map layout, let's say.
Yes.
More spacious.
Is that an
There's
owl?
an owl outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, either that or you're about to be murdered by like an owl-themed murderer.
Yeah. No, I think it's a real owl.
All right, cool. Just legit owl.
Yeah. It's really active though. Okay, so the next step then, I guess, would be coming up with the state layout, right?
Yeah, you want to know state centroids, and then you want each circle to try and be at a state centroid, and they'll sort of like jumble around it.
Got it. Okay, so we pull in the states and calculate some centroids?
Yeah, I think that I guess you want every like processed electoral vote, every state unit to have a centroid in it.
Yeah, makes sense. So, do you want to include turf while I go grab
Damn
some
straight I do. There's nothing I would love better than requiring turf. My favorite, the best. You folks may have heard before, but I believe it is the best geocode or centroid finding technology available on the market today. Except I can't require it. God damn it, fucking shit. All right, give me one
I feel
second.
like this notebook that you made, making a force-directed counting map, is going to be...
Did I already do that? I don't think I
Oh
did
no, we
that.
didn't finish it. Did we? Oh yeah, you did.
I did? You did. Did I make this? I don't think so.
I feel like...
Do
I
we?
mean, we made it on the stream,
All right,
so...
that makes sense. So that's why I have no memory of doing it. You're saying?
Where's US? I just want to take this.
Where's that notebook? Making a force direct county map.
Oh yeah, I should totally put it in the chat.
Oh, sick! I did make this, huh?
Yeah, here we go. Put that in the chat.
All right, and I required turf, but doing this. Now I'm remembering. Done. Turfed.
All right. I got my US. I need to get my shapes. State shapes.
Yes, sir. We need our state features or whatever.
I need topo JSON. Topo JSON equals refined. All right, so we got some states.
Sick.
6 of them.
Can you just map over them and turf them, I guess?
Yeah, so centroid is going to be state shapes features.map. And we'll want to say turf.center, it looks like.
Centroid, I think.
Centroid. D.
Love it. And you get back an array.
This will be that long, right?
Yes, sir.
Or no, it's going to be a...
Yeah, which one are you using? No,
coordinates, right?
It's gonna be lat long. I think.
So I think we want to, we want to grab .geometry.coordinates.
Yeah. Yeah, it's lat long.
And then we want to project them, so we need a projection.
Yeah. Great. You want Albers? Yeah. Love it.
I guess.
And do you have to give it a width and a height, or it just knows?
Oh yeah, it's fit size with height,
nice.
and then you can give it state shapes. And so it's going to be like zoomed to that, hopefully, when you project. So then we should be able to project all these.
Great, pixels.
And get their spots.
Sorry.
But
My many
we want, because we want to be able to say like center states ID. I guess we should say FIPS here. Our favorite FIPS code. So yeah, we could essentially then, when we're doing these, our state is the name, I believe, right?
Yep. Or the code, the 2-letter code, right?
No, it's the name, I think.
Oh shit. So now do we need name to FIPS code or 2-letter code?
Well, I think because we already have the names in this thing down here in centroids, we can do, I think we can do centroids centroids by name equals new map. Centroids. I think, no. Is that the syntax, or was it? Maybe it's, I'm used to using T3 group. No, it's this d dot name d. Sorry.
That makes no sense to me.
It's supposed to.
You did that last night too. I don't understand returning an array. I guess the first one is the key, you're saying?
Yeah, so basically JavaScript maps want everything to look like a little array of key value.
Got it.
When you send them in. Yeah. So now I'm basically saying the key is the state name. So we could now update our target to be or we kind of want to say have a block of code based on we're going to do this. I'm going to move this here. So we're going to change the X, Y when something else changes, like say target equals state.
Ooh,
So
fun.
if that is one thing, if it's not, it's the other thing.
Oh, we got some observable state going on. Not states. State is an application state.
Yeah, so if we change this, this would change.
This is confusing to the
But our
people.
simulation,
But if we are saving in the state whether our target is state or not, our state
that
is
is
storing whether we're looking at states.
centroid. Let's say centroid. We'll say it's centroid. So if it is the centroid, we need to look up centroid by name.get
Oh, you're so smart.
d dot state dot center 0, I guess. Is that what it's saying? We could have saved that differently. What is by state? Centroid by name. We get the state. The object has a center. Okay. So didn't exist. That is.
What's
not
d dot
cool.
state? That's what the people want to know.
Oh, that's the name of the state. So I think what it is that there's states in our shapefile that are not in our
Oh, that fully makes sense.
Electoral College thing, or maybe it's not states technically.
Well,
but like,
you know that many U.S. territories are not given a vote in our Electoral College. It's one of the tremendous biases of our system.
there you go. All right, so
I bet it's like drawing all the states, and it's like District of Columbia, and it's like, hey, where are the electoral vote circles for the District of Columbia? I have them right here, and we have to be like, listen, shapefile, it's not how the system works.
So yeah, to
Schoolhouse
where do
Rock.
we use the state shape features to make the nodes? Simulation 538. They're all based on that. So why would it? No, these are the centroids. So, or no, sorry. I just want to see this state. Wait, this has 56 states.
That's what I'm saying. There's got territories that it's.
Oh, ME1, ME2.
Yeah, because certain states split their electoral college into different segments.
So what is NE?
That's Nebraska, District 1, 2, and 3, and they can split their electoral college into segments if they want to. Same with Maine. Aren't elections
Oh, but we don't
a
actually
delight?
save the number. Huh?
Aren't elections a delight?
Yeah. Wait, so Nebraska, this is saying Nebraska only has 2, but the NE1s.
I don't know why it has Nebraska and any 1, 2, and 3. Go to Maine, scroll up a little bit, because you have Maine 1 and 2. It shouldn't have a Maine also. Okay, but it does.
Yeah, let me look at the original list. Did we import it somewhere down
It comes from
here?
that CSV or something, right?
Up here.
Electoral
votes.
So do they have Maine and Emmy? Yes, they do. Well, why would they do such a thing, do you wonder?
Can I filter these out for now?
Yeah, you want to filter anything with a hyphen in it, or anything that, looks like that. I don't know, however you want. However a scholar like you would do such a thing.
Yeah. Can I filter? Oops. Yeah, I have to do something like. So now there's 51.
Love it.
And then.
But wait, if you
So we just need to change.
if you do votes, is it less than 538 now?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Can you just search, or maybe
How
I can for
many?
main.
I got you, bro.
You got it? All
Yeah.
right.
How many electoral college votes does Maine have? 4. It has 4. How many does Nebraska have? Nebraska has 5.
Oh, so you're supposed to add those 3 things together.
Yeah, I
Or
didn't understand that. I understood that they split votes, but I didn't know that there was like. All right, do you want to know why? I can read you the information. 270 to win. In all but 2 states, electoral votes are winner take all. Maine and Nebraska have chosen a different approach. Using the congressional district method, these states allocate 2 electoral votes to the state popular vote winner, and then 1 electoral vote to the popular vote winner in each congressional district. This creates multiple popular vote contests in these states, which could lead to a split electoral vote. Fun.
All right, so then we shouldn't filter, but we should just
add them all together. Why do we need that? What's happening? What are we solving again? I already forgot.
I think we should just like rename them to be main or something like that. I don't know, because we're trying to just group.
No, because it's important that they're like different. So the way they handle it in 270 to win is that they have this little like section on the side where they have like Maine, and then they have District 1 and 2, and Nebraska, they have like these other, like it's important that they sort of address and visualize them separately. They're not the same, they're not all New Hampshire. Well, I guess maybe they are for our case, because we are sort of just combining them no matter what. Maybe you're right. I've talked myself into agreeing with you, I think.
Well, hang on. So I'm confused. So our electoral votes, there should be 1 for every.
Yes.
Yeah, we have those in here
Mm-hmm.
in our simulation nodes.
Yep.
And so if I get a centroid, okay. I think I see what I need to do. So for the centroids, it's looping the state shapes.
Yes, but State Shapes has like Virgin Islands and like other shit probably, right?
Right. So
which has
so
no
we need to
electoral
say
votes.
if it's like, you know, we need to pass main here.
Oh, I see.
You know, any 2, or I mean, sorry, you know, ME or whatever, and if it's Nebraska,
Yeah,
ME2.
if split hyphen, the first part of that split is ME or Nebraska, then point them at Maine and Nebraska, right?
I'm gonna do get center.
By the way, welcome to writing code for elections. It's all fucking weird ass special cases for this. A lot of it is specifically for Maine and Nebraska. A lot of it, I mean, like, it feels weird as a programmer to write weird edge cases like that, but we didn't make America. It just came like this, and we just code around it.
Yeah, so we'll make a function get center, and
I just had. I'm gonna grab another Coke. Do you want anything? Was my thought, but I guess. Sorry.
I appreciate the thought.
I'll be back in a second.
I think this. E dash will be matched both of these. It's pretty hacky, but it will work. That index is greater than equals 0. It should actually be exactly 1, but we'll just do this. Then, oh crap, I need to match it to the state. I'm just going to do a simple if statement. Dot index of, I can do exactly this.
Love it.
0 s equals Nebraska.
Oh, fucking gangster, bro.
ME.
I would totally hire you.
Nice, dude. I'm glad I'm passing the coding.
This is my kind of coding interview. This is not how Google, I think, would want to do it.
That would be fine. I mean, because the funny thing is right, it's like, that's how I would judge it in this case. There's only 2 things. If you try to do anything more general or like clever, you're going to make it harder to understand.
Yes,
that
but
there's these 2 special things that we need to treat specially, right? Because you told me, right? It's a
but
special
you
thing.
know there's people in the world who fall in that trap, though. As true as that is, we live in America, and it's only 2 states. I firmly agree with you. I've had this discussion with people of like, what if Florida decides to split their vote, right? Shouldn't we write the code in that makes it so that it lives forever? I've literally, like, that's like the conversation. When does it stop, Ian?
I think we need to make this. Sorry. Isn't there like this?
Yes.
Like restarts it, I guess.
That does restart it. Yes. You can even do it in the tick to make it live forever, like a gangster.
I don't want it to live forever though. Scared of that.
Okay. You did sound scared of that.
It doesn't seem to be doing it though. Is the strength too small? What are the strengths of the other stuff?
What's the problem? Alpha? It's not restarting, you're saying.
That's my guess. Although if I regenerated the simulation.
Oh, there you go, buddy. That worked great.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's some problem with we're not. Man, that's already cool, dude.
Yeah, that looks awesome. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah. We get that a lot, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm going for. That's the name of this game.
Yeah. All right, so then the question is, why did my thing not update? With my confusing state thing. Well, it's trying to change the simulation. I don't think. Let's do this. Restart D3 force layout. Unless you know this off the top of your head.
What are you trying to do again? How does? Go ahead. I'm just writing a tweet. As short as I'm out.
Before, I think it's things like that. Oh, it's a function call. Of course it is. Send me. Simulation alpha is not a function. There's a restart, I guess. Yeah, when I remake it, it does work. Something about
So how are you activating the restart? I don't fully understand that.
Well, I think Mike's example here has a restart. I'm activating it like if I run that cell, it should execute that code. So it
Got
should
it.
have
So
the
you change the
restart.
target and then you rerun that cell.
Oh, okay. So I think this is what I should do. Alpha target is the name of the
Ooh,
function.
alpha target. Dot dot.
Dot dot dot. Okay, so then if I change this to centroid, yes.
There you go.
Okay, I think some of our
This
northeastern things are just a little too
Yeah,
close, you
turn
know?
your radius down or make the map bigger, turn the force of anybody down a little bit, etc., etc.
Or the strength on the
Yeah,
states. Or, I
exactly.
mean,
I do like 001 or yeah, that works too.
well, yeah, we can keep decreasing it. Guess that should be a slider too.
Oh man, you all about them sliders, huh?
I like this one. I guess you want them. We should get those like little hulls or whatever, to cover the states, to draw like little boundaries around states that you could hover.
Go for it, dude. I have no knowledge of how to do any of that.
Oh, I mean, I'm assuming there's a notebook I can find that just
All right, man.
give me
Force
hull, and then
force
I'll draw it.
layout convex hole. Force.
But maybe this is a good time to take a little break. Right, we've done a lot of what we set out to do
That's
for the
very
first
true.
part,
And now we
right?
are
And
like
we're
all set up for
brainstorming what we
fun.
want to do.
I am feeling the pangs of excitement and what is now possible that we have our electoral votes and the ability to tell them where they desire to go. That sounds fun. You know what we really need,
Like,
like
mhm.
maybe over the break is what we want is like the ratings that they have for each state, where it's like leans, Dem or rep, likely Dem rep or toss up, you know what I mean? And then we could have them arrange
uh,
themselves by that as well, or color them by that, which might be fun, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the other thing I'm also immediately want to see then is like, is the states in or like either sorted somehow in a bigger grid, and then the votes are there, right? So instead of being one big grid, it's like a little grid for each state.
Yeah, I
Um,
see what you're saying. That
or
you
maybe a
move
centroid
around.
though. Like,
Well, that's closer to the thing we did last night, right? Where you sort of like lay them out in columns and stuff.
yeah, actually, even using last night's layout would be interesting in terms of, I think that's what I'm imagining is that instead of doing unit charts at each of these positions where these squares are, we just make the center of those squares the centroid, and so it moves them to there. Which I guess that's the problem with the Northeast. Although I think this will give more space for it, right?
I hope so. I think
I
we just
think
got
it
to try
would
it out.
because yeah, because it basically all states get equal area in this. So yeah, that's a good yeah. I think that would be a good thing to play with when we come back in like 10 minutes, 5, 10 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right. See you at like 9:30 ish, 9:32 ish.
Yeah,
Be back
sounds
soon.
good.
We're back. We're live. It's Coding with Fire. I'm EJ. That's Ian. We're making Electoral College unit charts. It's super fun. I'm excited. There's nothing I like more than circles and unit charts. The Electoral College is but you know what I mean? 2 out of 3 is not bad.
Yeah. Hey,
what's up, Hell on Earth is?
is
What's going on? Got some
right.
people in the chat. That's exciting. It always makes me feel better. Should we show Hell on Earth is what we got rolling so far?
I think so.
So we like circles.
We made circles. We laid them out in the grid.
Ian got really into making sliders.
Yeah, so you can change how they're laid out. And then we applied a force layout, which, oh crap, I think there was something.
Yeah, what did you do? What happened?
I noticed in here that there's this invalidation.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Thank you for watching yesterday's stream.
I don't know exactly what that means.
Well, that's vaguely America-shaped, what you've got right there.
Yeah, it's getting there. All right, I'm going to try, while refreshing this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so yeah, we basically moved the electoral college, like we have the number of electoral college votes for each state.
How many are there, Ian?
And there are 538.
Yeah.
We show them somewhere here. You can just click through them. 538. But they basically, we know for every state's electoral college, we generated one circle, right? Hence the unit chart. And then we also got some various parameters, and then the tx and ty is where it is in the grid, and the x and y is where the force layout modifies it. And we send it with the x and y forces to the center of the state.
So every electoral vote wants to be in the center of the state that it comes from. That's what I like about unit charts is you can think of each unit as having its own behavior. You know what I mean? And you can visualize a real behavior with with the visual behavior of it. So the easiest thing in this metaphor is if that place is leaning to the right, you could make it want to go to the right, and if it was leaning to the left, you can make it want to go to the left. You know what I mean? That's what I think is a lot of the fun of combining unit charts and force layouts is that all right, if I'm conceptualizing of this data set of everything in my data set is a thing on the screen, then how do I make those things behave like the thing I'm representing, right?
Ooh, that's really interesting because you found a little data set of how far each state.
So I was looking. Right? Yeah, it comes from 538, and it's called Partisan Lean by State. I'll drop it in the chat, and it's just a CSV. And for every state, it basically has, R plus 27 or D plus 14, and that means that it leans Republican 27 points, or leans Democrat 36 points or whatever. And this is. I don't think it's the same data set, but it's the same concept as what they use for the 270 to win site, where if it's light red, then it leans Republican. If it's light blue, then it leans Democrat. Things like that.
Got it. Nice. So yeah, we could potentially be. You mentioned we could be coloring the units by that.
Yeah, exactly. Right? That's what 270 to win does. Is they color every state by its rating. So you could color every vote in a state by that state's rating, theoretically, right?
Yes. And we could also mess with their behavior based on how they're leaning.
Yeah, but first we gotta parse this weird-ass R plus D plus nonsense and make it into some usable data, which I'm not super excited about, but maybe we can be quick about it.
I think we could figure it out.
A little speed run.
Yeah. So, it just grabbed the CSV from here, and we're gonna go here. We'll say d3.csv, Oh, well, we're not going to auto type it. So this will be our wait, let's do it like this. So these are leanings.
Great. Love me some leanings. You want to map some leanings, buddy? Leanings mapped.
Yeah, and so
Leanings cleaned. Better leanings.
yeah,
Leanings improved. Leanings 2.
well, I was going to do leanings by state.
Okay, that's fun.
And I was going to do some processing and then return like the map that you can pull
Yeah.
the leaning you want out. So we'll say leanings.map.
Yeah, give me an object with party and count, right?
Yeah, right now you have state and PVI 38, 538.
Yep.
So
That's partisan voting index, in case anybody cares.
okay, cool, good to know.
Nobody cared.
So we're gonna group it by that, and we can say we can still give it the states. I guess we'll just say value. Oh, I guess we'll say party. So
Yo, Shirley. What's
hey.
up? We're making unit charts. I'll
Yeah.
show while you work on this important work. So we got 538 circles, which I'm pretty excited about. I love circles and I love unit charts. And not only do we have 538 circles, now we have 538 circles that want to be in the center of the state that they come from. It's going on all right. We're trying to work out now we pulled in. This is what Ian's working on right now is the partisan voting index, where we can potentially color them and work out some of the parameters of the strength and such. The Northeast is a little bit crowded. If I reduce that, then it should. Yeah, they seem a little bit happier now. But yeah, it's a little less. How should I look up convex hull? Or what should I search on observable to do the whole state thing you were talking about?
Yeah, I think you could do hull or like force hull or
Force hull? Force
I think
hull?
people will do it with a force layout.
Yeah, look at that. So it draws like a little circle around them. That's fun. How hard is it? It looks way easy based on this. Data groups.
All right. So now I got my scales.
Shirley says, what are you trying to do with all the electoral votes on a map? And that is a tremendous question. I don't think that we got that far. I think that we just got excited about doing it.
It's also, I think, part of the framing. We've been framing it a little different. It's more, how can we represent the 538 electoral votes in different ways? And
that's true.
Initially, it was, there's kind of like a lot of the times they just show it as this single dimensional bar chart. And
yeah, we started with the 270 to win, and we're like, yeah, all the information is packed into like the top of the screen, and it would be interesting not only to maybe give that a little more space as a unit chart, but like transition back and forth between, the map and that top thing. If you're representing each vote as its own thing, you could imagine if they're in a forced layout, maybe you change their target so they rearrange back and forth from those two things. I don't know.
That reminds me that one of the things that I wanted to do, right, was to lay them out in this. So instead of their state centroids, lay them out in the centers of these grids, cartogram. I think, but like overall, it's kind of once, like you said, I think, Jay, once you have them individually as circles, and you have information about how they sort of behave, right? Like
Right. We just need to give them more data within themselves as individual circles to behave in interesting ways. Because you could also have them transition out of map mode into like a scatter plot or, into the
right. I was
stacked
thinking even
bar
just
or.
like if it was the foresight where their targets are going to be where they lean, um, or where you have them end up, but like they're sorted on each side, right?
Right.
And um, yeah, I mean, so basically anything you think of where it's like, oh, I want them to be like sorted in this way or grouped in this way, like pushed over here, pushed over there, we can do that now. So now it's a matter, I think, of trying out um, those different things.
Let's do it. Do we distract you?
A little bit. I
All
also
right.
wanted to say
I'm
to
sorry.
Shirley's earlier thing about being late, it's actually pretty good timing because
Perfect
we
timing.
we sort of do things, and now we've gone to like 2 segments, right? Like we just finished the first half where we set all this up. Now we're coming back to it, ready to
Now it's the fun part, in my opinion.
try a bunch of stuff. Yeah. All right. So I was grabbing some data about. Oh yeah, I got it. I processed it.
Oh,
Yeah.
sick. So you made that terrible. It was like D plus 16 and R plus 20, and now it's like
Yeah.
data that we can actually use.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like a numeric value that we could have a scale. Um, and yeah, I mean, I guess that's
Can we
sort of
just
the
can we
next
color them,
thing.
bro?
Yeah, is a color scale. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Fuck it.
So let's see, making a color scale. Now it's got to go from like the blue to the red, right?
No, it can just
Probably.
be blue. It doesn't have to be a scale. Just if Republican red, if blue, if Democrat blue for now, I think. If that's okay with you. Unless you really want to
Okay.
do a scale.
Wait. No, but we did it in one of our previous things, but I think there's a code snippet I could grab from here.
Bivariate, huh?
Yeah, one of these.
Fancy, fancy.
I think this came from. Oh, this is even. What's going on here? I thought there was. No, it was
Bivariate.
Harrison. So I'm gonna grab, I think I remember seeing it over here. So you could use a built-in one of these, but this one did interpolate blues, interpolate reds, and then it has some complicated stuff.
Yeah, this is all very complicated to me. Make them red and blue, Ian. Make them red and blue. This is all boo.
This is red and blue.
Boo.
Red and blue. So instead of this values,
Because you're saying if red, then negative. If blue, then positive.
yeah, this is
a mind bender, bruh.
no, we can't do that way because these already have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're all positive, and they're either one party or another. So you have to do if party this and then scale. Just make them red and blue, my G.
All right. So then, that's not gonna work anyway. So this is gonna be a function, or I guess I can do it like this. So.
Yeah, there you go. If Republican, then give me a red scale. Nope. Nope.
Oh yeah, this is Democrat. This is
Oh,
Republican.
I see. Okay. You know there
I
are
think we need
other
a
part.
domain.
Sorry, this is welcome to elections programming. You know there are other parties that exist in the world.
Yeah, yeah. That could come up, huh?
Yeah, you don't want
Wait,
them. You
sorry.
don't
Where
want
is my
independents to
color?
look like Democrats.
Hmm.
Shirley says she trucked the other parties when she did hers. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I guess it's fine if you're not like I have different when you're at a news organization, right? You can't. You have people who literally call you from the campaigns and complain about things like that. You know what I mean? Like you'll get a call from the independent candidate and be like, "Why wasn't my photo on there?" Or like, "That's not true. My district is yellow," or you know what I mean? Whatever it is. Um, but if you're just doing your own research and you're not getting calls from people, I think it's probably fine, huh? What kind of who capitalizes? What kind of variable naming is this?
I don't know, man. I'm just kind of curious.
You just thought you could just do that? Just pass that up? Yeah, that's hilarious.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
if the party.
Let's hope to never get calls from people complaining about our data visualization, I think.
I mean, she has a point there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Here's a rule I always had is it always mattered to me if people argued about what I was visualizing and not the visualization. Like if like when you tweeted out people are talking about like the thing you visualized, that always to me was a success. And if they were talking about like how you visualized it, that was not always as good, I felt. That's just for me personally.
fair. But I mean, the other party stuff, right? Like in this case, the leanings are gonna be the two parties.
Yeah,
right?
we live
Because
in our America with our two-party system. That's all that really matters. Yeah, so many data sets are just Republican and Democrat. But I mean, if you're, this is again the conversation we had earlier of like how deep and future-proofing your election code do you want to get, right? Of like, there could be a third party one day, right? There could be a lean independent or a lean Tea Party or a lean Antifa or whatever. Yeah, I mean, like someday, like how far do you want to go?
it's possible, I'm sure. But I guess that gets back to like how we're prototyping and like, I mean, a lot of this too, right? Like I feel like some of the stuff we did with the counts, there's a lot of ways in which you're going to want to make it more and more robust the more you can learn about the data that actually comes in, right? And so when
Right.
stuff actually,
Right.
you have to pivot a little bit sometimes, or right?
No, you're being very pragmatic. You're saying, well, just to situations as they occur. You can't prepare for every possible thing that'll happen, right?
That's yeah, I'll say that. I think I can do color. No, I have to do.
So hell on earth it says the other parties don't count unless you have a proportional voting system. That's why a lot of people feel their vote doesn't count. Well, like Maine has a proportional voting system where like you can rank choice. Like instead of voting for one candidate, you just like choose the order of them that you like them, which is fun. And then they do like if a person doesn't win enough, then they do another like they just roll down the votes until like winner takes all at the end, which is a cool way of doing it. But that's only one state, and it makes our lives harder as election visualizers.
I need to make this into an. I need this.
Oh, you need more fun Nebraska Maine logic?
Yeah. So really, should we get state? Yes.
Because they split their electoral votes strangely, so we have to account for that in our visualization because it comes through as Nebraska District 1 and then 2 and 3 come through separately in our data set as different states, which I guess makes sense in some world, but
I could
not in
show
our
that.
world.
Yeah, at the very top of this notebook,
It's awful. I don't think it's, yeah.
Yeah, it's like main ME1. So you have to add those together to get main's total electoral, and then the
Correct.
basket looks like this. So and all our particle things are based on these items. So we're getting our units that are, their state is this. So when we loop through and do something for each of them, we need to get state. Is color not a function? I should actually do this for this. This should be state. Let d equals means by state get state.
Some real fancy stuff you're doing, buddy.
Color could just be. Yeah, I mean, we should start writing some functions. Means by state. Get. Why do they not have? If not D.
This is, I don't, don't take this personally, Ian, but this strikes me as a lot of work to make our circles red and blue.
Okay, District of Columbia does not count. It does not have. It's not represented.
Well, it doesn't. Does it have electoral college votes? I don't think.
I guess so.
Does it exist in there? Do they do it? Does it really?
Yeah, they have 3.
No way. And they still don't get a fucking representative? That's crazy. Damn it. 23rd Amendment. Who knew?
But what is their leaning according to? What's its?
That's a great question. District DC? They don't have one. There's, well, no, wait, there's 51. Yeah, there's 51 things, so that means there's no District of Columbia. And by things, I mean states.
All right, so what do we do there?
I don't know. Why is it asking for District of Columbia? Oh, because sorry, we already answered that. Because it comes through. Just make it 0. Make it nothing. It doesn't lean. It's gray. Remember when I talked about this 10 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Now what are you doing?
I'm breaking these out into, because we don't need to redefine our color scales every time we get the color.
You're improving performance. Hey. Whoa! That's fun. That's a fun thing.
That's a pretty cool animation.
So I'm putting the 270 next to it because it's representing the same data, essentially, give or take, roughly, in different data sources, but the same reality they're representing in any case.
Man, all right, so you see how...
What's up with Arizona and New Mexico? And also, unrelated, in reality, those are leaning blue right now? Arizona and New Mexico? That's what people think? They're going to not vote for Trump in Arizona? People think that? And are putting it on their website? That's a little mind-blowing.
Is that what they... So this is using a prediction?
Yours is using a 538 prediction. Mine's using a 270 prediction, I think. But yes.
What do you mean?
To answer your question, yes, it is using 538's prediction of, like, how likely it is to go to a certain party. But based on 2019 data, it's not super recent. We can get top line. I don't totally understand it. You can get... like from as of 5 minutes ago where 538 thinks each state is, but the data is kind of complicated. But we can, I mean...
Oh, I've seen people messing with top line today. Yeah, okay, so I mean, I guess...
Pardon me?
That's part of this, is that we are Like, I don't know that I always want to show prediction. I guess it's always prediction.
Welcome to elections.
See how it is now. Okay. Well, one thing I want to do. So the other thing I noticed, right, is because, all right, so you could swap that stuff out for all kinds of different, a newer, a fresher model, a different like model.
Totally.
You could do it for a story, like what actually happened.
Totally. We could color them by the 2016 vote, which is probably not that hard.
Yeah, we could do that. And then, but in the meantime, we can still mess around with the form of this visualization, like the things we want to do, like try, right?
Yes,
So
and can we make it easier to do the thing of like changing the targets? Like right now, that's like a variable we change. Can we make that like some buttons that live near the thing, maybe? Please.
So I think we want target. And then I want to make a select. Yeah, so I'm gonna scrolling quickly to the very bottom. Man,
Scrolling. Oh yeah.
But I really wrote all this code in this.
Did you ever see Five Goes
Right.
West?
Yeah, I mean like a long time ago.
All right, that's probably worth a rewatch, I think.
Nice. Okay, so my select, I want to basically say select centroid grid, and we're probably gonna have something else.
Yeah, some other
later,
fun.
right?
Oh fuck yeah, dude! Like when they run into each other when they try to make a grid, like they're fucking idiots.
Cool.
I liked that animation a lot. Can you do it again? It's like they're.
So I don't know why. All right, this got to be.
Okay, so they make a map.
So the other thing I wanted to do though is like sort. I want to sort the initial grid before we generate it, and sort them all by the state's center, so that like the X position, so that.
Oh, so it's. Oh, you're so smart. Yeah, do it. Do it. Yeah, that's gonna be sick. So they like come already U.S. generally in their X and Y.
Or I'll do it Y. I'll sort by Y actually, because they row out like this, so they should like go down. Yeah, they should just start closer to where they end up.
I believe in you. Meanwhile, while you do that, I want to brainstorm other things that it could have. So we have grid, we have US. Oh, we should partisan lean, right? They should organize themselves by how they lean. That's fun also.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be A.center 1.
That's your latitude.
Shit. I gotta get the centroids. Oh, it's get center. Do I have to say b.state?
I don't understand the subtracting, but I trust you. Whoa, that's fun.
Did it work?
I think so.
Yeah. So the...
Yeah. I think it did work, dude. So if you go grid to centroid. You did it by Y position, right?
Yeah.
Do it by X. I'm curious.
I mean, yeah, it's easy enough to change, so... Man,
also,
really
can we turn the
though.
strength on the force X and force Y up just ever so slightly?
Absolutely.
Okay,
That's
I'll handle that.
Sorry.
I'm going to do 0.8 instead of 0.5. Just for a little touch emphasis.
I think the X works better, actually.
So grid to centroid. To grid. Yeah, I think so too.
It's in the chat, folks.
This is fun.
Yeah, nice. All right, so
how do we add a new target? Like, what? How do you define a new target thing? I don't understand that completely.
oh right, so there's a
Oh, right
cell.
now it's hard coded to either be centroid or not, basically.
Yeah, we could change this to be like an if statement or something again. So let's move this cell up so that we can play with it.
Well, let's make like a force x function in its own cell and a force y function in its own cell, right?
Yeah. Um, okay.
Am I wrong?
Are you doing it or am I?
I'll do force y.
Okay.
But I'm gonna crib you doing it because I don't remember how to. Okay, sure. Force y equals. Oh, I did it. Like that. I did mine better and faster than you.
You did. All right, that seems to work. Nice. Okay, I do want to move those two up though. Where did they go? Here. Oh.
It'd be funny if when you did that, it moved my browser to follow it.
That would be cool. Like that's kind of how Figma works, right? You can
Yeah.
follow the person's cursor too. All right, so I want this to be more,
Functiony.
yeah, return. All right, so if target equals centroid, do this. Otherwise, return d.tx. Now, what were the other? So this is grid, I guess, the default grid. But we wanted a couple other things, right? So if target equals, what else did we want to get?
Lean.
Leaning, I
Lean,
guess. But
please.
and I kind of wanted it to be like cartogram, right?
Sure.
So to do the leaning, whoa, what happened?
Uh-oh.
Why do we have some? Oh, I guess the white ones, like, don't we need? Well, let's see. The target centroid should work. Well, I'm not returning. Again, you've bested me.
Woo!
Love how this one's like crawling around the other state. All right.
Yeah, I like how they get by. They like try to they wedge themselves through other states to get where they want to go. It's delightful.
So in terms of the lean, then like we'd probably want a scale like Democrat to Republican across the whole thing, and they try to sort of B-swarm along there. So their Y could actually stay the same. It could be the center of the state, let's say, right? And then their X would be, we basically need the party
When you said the y can stay the same, I did not follow on that.
Oh, like I'm thinking that, we want to move each electoral college to where its vote leans. I mean, where
Yeah,
its
on the
state leans.
x-axis.
And then, but then, where should it be on the y-axis? It
The-
could still have a target of like the state's, like, what is that, latitude?
oh, I see. Interesting.
Yeah. So
I'm done to try
we
that.
have, I basically need to do something like, well, how does it get the party? Let's see, leanings by state. I should not think it's state. And I do have to get state. All right, so this is going to give me the leaning. So if not D, I'm going to return width over 2, let's say. But otherwise, if D dot party equals Democrat, D dot party. This is going to return D3 scale linear domain dem extent range, and it's going to be something like 0 to width over 2.
Yeah.
And pass D dot value. Oh, I shouldn't call this D. This should be mean.
Yeah, so if they're Republican, they move to the right, and if they're Democrat, they move to the left.
Yes.
And they move more left the more they lean Democrat, and more right the more they lean Republican. Excuse me. And again, nobody cares about independence.
Well, independence kind of in the middle, I guess. Maybe. So it's centroid lean. So, hey.
Hey, that's fun.
So somehow our color is a little backwards. One of these is backwards, the way I'm doing it.
Correct.
Right? It's like the more left it is,
yeah.
the brighter blue it should be.
Yes.
Oh, but that's right. The X position is backwards because I really want it to go, the white to be here, and then go left from there. So this should be backwards as well. 0.
Hey. That's pretty dope, dude. Like, even that is worth playing with for a while. I love the way they slam into each other.
Yeah. I feel like they should have like a little more padding. Can we like add to the force radius?
Yeah, and their charge right now it's like 0.5 or something like that. Make it like 0.7 or 0.8, you know?
Do you want to?
I could do that for you, yeah. If I can just remember
Because I think you can
where I
actually,
did that.
you can see my screen.
Here we
I
go.
think it was in the simulation cell. We can move it up if you want.
I'll do it like that. How do you feel about that?
What did that? Yeah, it looks a little better.
All right. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, it's a little, maybe a little too much. Because I think let's go to centroid.
A little jittery?
A little bit. We could bring the radius down a tiny bit, maybe.
That would help.
Yeah. Whoa.
Sorry, just hitting my extremes.
I like that. Can you do it? Put it back so I can get a screenshot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, I'll work my way up the scale. 4, 5, 6. So we literally lost all our viewers doing this, but I think it was worth it.
I think so too.
This is what it's all about, y'all. If you're not for going through parameters and screenshotting them all, you're in the wrong place.
One by one, yeah. This is our true audiences. Our tribe is here with us
True.
tonight.
And I think I'm gonna stop here at 0.9. It feels good and right.
I think you are right. And let me. Yeah. I think I pushed them too far. Yeah, there's one that just goes off the screen. They're so red. How is that possible? Because the extent. Did I do the wrong extent? Force X. Dem extent. Okay, that's why. Rep extent.
That looks really cool, though.
Look at that. And I think I should make it not all the way to the width. I guess we should have a margin. Why do I hate margins?
Margin. Yeah, why do you hate margins? You're making me hate margins. Because as a designer, I love margins. In fact, do you want to know a secret? If you ever want to make a hand-drawn thing look good, all you have to do is have it have margins. You can even just masking tape yourself margins. It's key. Once I learned that, all my stuff started looking professional.
All right. I mean, I believe you because I'm still here to learn.
I might have an example of this exact phenomena. Give me one moment.
This is going to be margin left. Or wait, that's confusing me.
All right, here we go.
No.
So I could have just watercolored on paper, right? But I watercolored on paper and then masked out some margins, and now it looks like a little art.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
It's blurring.
It is. It's not a face because it's not my face.
Yeah.
What if I put it next to my face? No, it doesn't like that either.
It's still like that is definitely not. Sorry, man. If it was like a painting, if you had painted like a.
If I had painted it, yeah, you're right. That would have worked a lot better, huh?
I think you found the right parameters.
I love how they slowly rearrange. I had another thought, which is like we could make it so that while they're reordering, maybe for like 100 ticks, that the force charges off, so they can go through each other. You know what I mean?
All right. The other thing is like, I think we just have to have a dark background. Sorry.
Okay. Don't be sorry. That's a great idea. And I'm gonna think about how to make my collision. You can get simulation.alpha, right?
Yes. I
Okay.
think so.
Oh no, I referenced. That makes sense, actually.
Okay, but now the dark ones are like a little too dark.
I'm into that. I like that. Very, very obviously jittery now, though.
Is that too much?
I'm with that. So wait, what did you promise the people in your Twitter card?
Oh, I didn't. I was pretty vague about it. I was like, this is going to be fun. And I think it
Did we
is.
fulfill our promise to the people?
Um, well, we have fulfilled some of our promises in that we are definitely playing with force-directed unit charts.
True
Now,
that.
if you're like, because one thing would be also if you're playing the game where you're choosing which states go where, right? Having them bounce back and forth between their different, then it would just be left, middle, and right? It's like undecided and then, decide in each way. So that could be what happens while the election is happening, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah, yeah.
So you
You
could
could
actually
watch
move
it
them,
arrange with live
yeah,
data.
watch them like jump to where they're going. I mean, so that's one idea going forward. I think the one thing I still wanted to do that we haven't done yet is the cartogram
Oh yeah, I love
layout.
that idea. That's a.
Um,
I'm way into that.
yeah. The other thing is, let me just look at, so the way we have our center, I kind of just want to make the height a little bit bigger, like, man, there's a lot of scrolling.
All right, I want to tweet out our new modes real quick, so I'm just gonna screenshot them.
Yeah, yeah. Let's do that. Um,
The grid's all weird. The
yeah,
grid needs some margin.
yeah, I can totally give. Well, I have the margin, so let me just bake that into the grid now. Grid units. So this will be margin.left and margin.top. And we should say top margin equals when it's doing the grid force, should be what the TX is. There's grid units. Wait, this is X. Where's the TX? So this one does it from state units. Oh, crap. Okay.
Oh, see you, Shirley. Have a good night.
All right. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah. Margin.top.
There you go.
Okay.
It's looking great, buddy.
Yeah. One thing is that the sliders, well, like if we mess with it, I guess it doesn't really bother the simulation, does it? It's more of, so if I do grid,
I have increased their excitement to rearrange.
yeah, but now we're getting a little bit jitter.
They are too excited to rearrange.
Yeah. I don't like that I need the I want to just like, is this bad? The colors, like they shouldn't, I don't want them to go so dark red, I guess, and dark blue. So if they didn't do that, I wouldn't need to like put these weird strokes on here because I'm like not happy with the stroke. but there's dark colors. I like the dark red especially. Did I do that? Let's see. Rep scale.
Wait, you don't like the dark red?
On the black background, yeah.
Oh, you want a better like scale for? Well, let's see. Let me look at D3 scheme colors. D3 color schemes. Because they have a bunch of fun ones. Can we use plasma or magma? That's what I want to use.
Yeah, but I mean,
fuck red and blue, dude. Let's go plasma.
Democrats are neon green and
or turbo.
pop.
I'm gonna do it. Can I do interpolate magma? Is that an option?
It is an option. It's gonna be crazy, but you know, do it. I guess if we do lean, it should be more obvious. Well, it's backwards, I guess. Whoa.
Undefined is not a... Okay, whatever. How do you like that? You don't like that?
No, because then I go to black with it.
Alright, totally fair. Totally fair. Oh, what's the... Hell on Earth is says, under the basic cell, the XY needs plus radius to... Oh, there's a lot of code in here.
Theta x plus radius, yeah. Oh, does it? Okay, let's try it.
Love it. Code from the chat.
Oh wait, no, it's radius. So oh, I think he's saying because so if I don't have these, wait, I'm not quite sure why. The radius greater than 10. Oh, I think it's because you can maybe the spacing. The problem with making a huge radius.
Yeah, just they argue because they can't really get to the center ever because they're fighting.
Yeah.
I guess the way to solve that in force layout is to make the alpha cool down quicker. How do you do that? I forget. It's like alpha D3 force alpha cool down or something like that.
I mean, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Alpha decay. It's alpha decay. I think we want to turn that up in our simulation.
Oh, I mean, it can crop. Yeah, like we let you choose things that will make the visualization not work.
Try rearranging stuff now. Like hit another. Okay, and then hold on. And now try it now.
Yeah, that's
okay,
nice.
And then try it now. God damn, like they have to like fight through. Like it's hard to make them. This seems good though, right? Like they
this
like.
Is nice. This is nice. There's something calmer. I mean, it's doing a little bit.
It's let me lower it even more. All right, try it now one more time. I'm so sorry. Oh God,
But I don't mind that as much. Yeah, dangerous UI because people can break stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's interesting general point in that like a lot of the work in publishing a data viz or like building viz into software is the rails you have to put up for users,
Tell me about it.
and so a lot of time in this, I feel like in this environment what we're doing is we're not taking the time to build the rails, right? Like we kind of want to see we're going to use it.
Well, it's sort of like you're in our kitchen, like you
That's
wandered
true.
into your kitchen and burnt yourself. You know what I mean? We're like, yo, is it like we're on the line. If you, that's the
It's
sort of
funny, yeah.
vibe.
Actually, I did take a cooking class in, before all this the pandemic went down and stuff. And that, we use we hot pan and fire and knives and stuff, and they had to give you like safety instructions, and then there's certain things you can do to like avoid, there's some basic rules, and then there's paying attention, and yeah, we're coding with fire, right? I guess is
Yeah, yeah. Sharp knives for sure. We
yeah,
got sharp sliders around. You got to
yeah.
be careful of those.
Well, and it was like if you were holding a knife, I think you had to yell something like sharp, and if you're holding like
Yeah,
a hot
yeah.
pan, you had to
Hot.
yell hot,
Yeah, hot
right?
behind.
And it's like when we're editing each other's cells, we have to yell like corner. It's like
Yeah. That's actually pretty accurate. I've never thought about it like that, but that it is what
yeah.
it's like.
I mean, I
Yeah,
will say that
coming behind you.
we're working on making it so you don't have to yell that when you're editing each other's cells, but for now,
Well, a
we're
boy can
cooking
only
with fire.
dream.
Yeah. I mean, so I still really, really want to make that cartogram though. Like we're getting into like
By
we can
variant. By
lay these
variant. By
things.
variant.
Did you
We
ever
can
make your
make more
bivariate?
layout. I mean, I want to make one more layout is what I'm saying. We could play with the
I
visual
want to make
interface.
one
We
more
could play with
layout
other
too.
stuff, but that's kind of what.
So you're trying to think of like what our fourth layout should be. So we have centroid, lean, and grid, which are
Yeah,
all
so
fantastic.
I'm gonna say cartogram, or I'm gonna put it in the beginning, I guess. So this doesn't exist. Whoa. That is
That's
because I
fun.
think here we didn't, yeah, we have cartogram for Y and X, but we don't return anything. So we need to basically say, okay, the X coordinate is going to be like wherever the X coordinate here is, and the Y coordinate is wherever that Y coordinate is, right? That's what I
Oh,
want.
that's
So
wild. Yeah, I'm with you on this journey. That seems like some real advanced shit, but I'm down to try it.
keep in mind, remember we figured this out last time, so it already, like, we can import these same things like we did here. Where do we do cartogram data? So we want this. So this is what we did last time. I'll put this in the chat in case you want to take a look. But I'm just going to copy this cell that we did. State size, I guess. Is that what we
Seems
had over there?
reasonable. Yeah, sure. Seems good. Why don't you just import it?
Oh, we're not actually importing from this notebook right now. Oh, yeah. This was nice, though. I'll just take your logic here.
Thank you, sir. Magic numbers, they're my specialty. I charge money for them.
Nice. I mean, you should be able to charge more the more magical it is.
Thank you. That's what I've been saying.
All right, so we can basically cartogram by state. I'm going to do this same thing I keep doing over and over.
Yeah, this new map thing blows my mind. Maybe on the 25th time you do it, it'll... So I remember you return an array. The first thing in the array is the key, and the second is the value.
Yep.
Okay, maybe I
Yep,
do
yep.
with this new map thing.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
got
I
an
mean, I'm just
Alabama. What's Alabama full of? What'd you put inside it? What'd you put inside those objects, Ian? What's in there?
I'll show you. Data mapped. Let me just. Like this is that array of state and object. So what's in the object is the thing we imported that has rows and columns.
Hell on Earth says, is that map like a set? And I don't know what that means.
Yes, map is a relatively recent like JavaScript thing. I think of it more like an object where you have keys and values, and you can like look up like a hash table.
What's a
maybe.
set?
Set is like where you can only have unique items. So if you had an array, it's like, you had 5 3 times or whatever, then you make a set out of those things.
My cat is here meowing.
Welcome.
It's that part of the stream.
What's your cat's name, actually?
Well, his mother named him Loki, but his name is Mao Mao. Ever since we had a roommate from France who called him Mao Mao, and I was like, that's such a better name than his current name. Mao Mao.
Nice.
He smells like patchouli, like a hippie. I wonder what he's been doing.
So I'm gonna want to go cartogram by state. Get state b.state. So let's say that, and I think, so this is the x, right? So then it's going to be x, there was something we imported, x column, c. I think that's what we want. And if I'm right, then we should just be able to do this here.
Move it on up.
Nope. So I should, oops. Let me do this. Simulation.nodes for each map d.
What you doing now?
I'm just trying to debug this a little bit, like grab the
Oh, the X and Y you're expecting? What should be an X and Y?
yeah, well, okay, so this is giving me the state, and so then I should be able to say x column of every state. So that, yeah, I mean, that's giving me different numbers, so I don't see why that wouldn't be. Those seem like reasonable numbers to be passing in, and then this. Wait, nothing's showing up. So did I do something?
Well, is nothing showing up just in that mode or always? Oh yeah, always, seems like.
No, it was once I went to that mode, I think. Let me try it this time. Oh, no, it works now.
Oh, sick. I'll refresh.
Cool. I mean, it has some margin and padding issues, but
I love it.
I think this is right. Like, this is good. This is.
It feels very snappy too. Can't you give a force layout an expression or something so it like eases out? Maybe I'm wrong.
I do not know. I was also thinking about what Helen Earth has asked about, or mentioning about
Maps and maps.
Yeah, map. And if you're trying to make a map with map or map, you're in real trouble. All right, I guess I can mess around with the margin or like the spacing a little bit. I can't remember either if that notebook, how it's determining the. Okay, we're doing the state size, so we might say 12, because I can make bigger states. No, yeah.
Yeah.
So 14 maybe.
That's fun. Can you make the height bigger?
Yeah, we could just make the height bigger too.
I'm gonna do it.
You do it. All right. And then the cartogram, I need to also add the margin dot top and margin dot left to this. So at least
It's betterish.
but it's not quite enough. I kind of want to add, oh man, the Y, I'm gonna push it all down a little bit and then over, I'll just move it over by one state size.
That's good.
Yeah, right?
My California is fighting to I have to turn my radius down a little bit.
Yeah, I guess a little bit too jumbled up. Man, that looks cool. To switch between these two?
Yeah, that is awesome.
Alright, let me put this link here. That, alright, I'm happy. That's very satisfying.
How else can we make them dance?
Where's my margin?
Oh, scatter plot.
Oh, what are we gonna order them by?
Great question.
That's pretty cool too, though, when it ends up. I mean, I want my spacing a little bigger. Fill up the space. Nice. Cartogram still can be moved down a little more. Where's the top? Should be 40. There we go. Nice. This one also sorted, I guess if you sorted it by leaning, or if there was a split where like they actually end up, right, as they're ending up. That was the other way I wanted to make them dance. Would be like result, right?
Well, pull in
So
the 20. Let's pull in the 2016 results, because we don't have state results, but we have county, and if we can like D3 nest by state and figure out who won, does that seem like a reasonable thing to you, or does that sound crazy?
Wait, shouldn't there be like a 2016 Electoral College result? Like,
Let me see. 2016 Electoral College data spreadsheet. I will do some Googling. I was just looking and I didn't. A lot of them are by county. But let's see.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If we need to, we can aggregate the counties.
Electoral. Yeah. Here, I have it for you. I just got it. I just got it from a pretty reliable source, the FEC. What's the best way? I guess I'll chop off these two rows. Delete. Let's delete. And then get rid of this garbage. We don't need total. Sorry, I'm just cleaning up this garbage government data so that it's like in a format that we can use once it's imported into Observable, but they formatted it like a bunch of weirdos, so I'm having to account for that. I don't make the rules, I just get the data. And like even the FEC, you know what they do? They do Democrat, Republican, and then all others. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Story of America.
It's official.
All right, I'm done cleaning. I'm a good friend, and I'm gonna export to a CSV.
Nice.
And it's the state. It's the two-letter abbreviations, and I think they have commas. I'm really sorry about that.
I can deal with the commas, and I think we did something with the state codes, state to FIPS. Oh no, we have. Oh, Cartogram data has it already, so I'll use that.
But I don't know where I put it. Put it in documents, probably like an insane person. No, federal elections 2016.csv. Right? Oh, .xls? No. There we go. This should work better.
I'm just gonna move this thing to the top of the notebook because that's like what it is. What it's all about. Let's see.
All right, I put the file in the observable.
Need a link for the 538 data, but
yeah, let me find it. Somewhere in my tabs. You were writing about it somewhere?
yeah,
Oh,
in the
found a
top
link?
because I like organize it. All right, so you
Done.
added data to the file attachment.
I fixed the link. I made the link a link. And I added the file attachment. I do all the things I say I'm going to do.
You are the best. All right, so I'm gonna load this thing down here somewhere near the forces.
Yeah, and I'm really sorry about the column names. The United States government made them, not me.
So this is results 2016, I guess.
Yes, by state. You don't have to say that, but just so you know.
All right, wonderful. This is good data to have handy, right?
Yeah, you like this, right? Popular vote? Got some electoral vote?
Yeah.
Oh, you can show how fucked up everything is, right? You could arrange it first by popular vote and then by electoral vote, and then see the difference. I don't know how that works. I don't know. I've never seen that visualized, which makes me want to go to there. We have 10 more minutes in our show. Just putting it out there.
Let's see what we can do. All right, so I mean, yeah, we kind of what I want to do is results 20. I do want it by state. My state equals new map.
Oh, you fucking love making maps, huh?
Just all day long.
Making maps all night, bro. All day. Are they fast? Are they like super performant? Is that why we like them?
They are fast. And I think just in general, and being in the habit of using it, and like, because then you can get basically anytime you want to look something up, you can be like, oh, I have a map that lets me look that thing up. I do want to process these a little bit. This is going to be so state state, or like state code, I guess. Postal code, state
postal code. Sure. State Aber, I sometimes call it.
Well, in the Cartogram data, it's called postal something, so I'll just use, what's it called here, actually? State postal, let's do that. Yeah, state postal.
Nice. Consistency is key.
Yes. And I want just the R to be whatever this crazy, I guess, electoral R.
Nice catch. Electoral D. Clinton.
There we go. So
that feels like 10 million years ago. Remember the name Clinton?
Right. All right, and we'll get there. We'll pull in the other data if we want to, like, we're ready to use it. All right, so at the end of this, basically.
Wait, hold on. Sorry. Open that up again because you had not a number somewhere in Hawaii.
Star.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry about that. Thank you, United States government. Let me figure out what that star was all about. So let's see. Hawaii has 4 electoral votes, and 1 was cast for Bernie Sanders. Oh, this is the stars because of fucking third parties. And nobody wants to deal with them, and this is what happens, Ian.
Oh, shit. So Washington also has 8 star.
Yeah, and Washington has 12 electoral votes. 3 were cast for Colin Powell, and 1 was cast for Faith Spotted Eagle.
1 was cast for what?
Faith Spotted Eagle, the United States candidate for president. You say, EJ, are you making up this insanity? No, Ian. This is a thing that's written here in this document. Let me go ahead and zoom in. Zoom in. Washington has 12 electoral votes. 3 were cast for Colin Powell, and 1 was cast for Faith Spotted Eagle. Okay? So that's just the facts of what happened.
Well, I'm going to ignore those for now.
Just like everyone wants to ignore the third parties, this is why we're stuck in the system of Wall Street loving fat cats filling our House of Representatives. Why? Because we can't code in a third party into our election software. This is why. When it comes down to the time, I don't know if I truly believe in this, but there's some truth in my jest.
There's, yeah. Are you like by visualizing and ignoring something, you're just perpetuating that?
Well, by choosing what to put in and out of your frame as a photographer, right? Like that's the reality you're choosing to show. So like the church, like we talk a lot about how photographers or artists, leave African Americans at. Like I saw a quote like Tim Burton said African Americans don't fit his aesthetic for his movies, right? So like that choice of what you show and do not show, it like has ramifications, I think, in terms of how you impact the world. But okay, Helen Earth says Faith Spotted Eagle is a Native American activist and politician, and that's pretty crazy. She got one electoral college vote. That's pretty gangster. But yeah,
Yeah.
even the FEC wasn't not prepared in their data organization to account for that. They gave them little stars.
Yeah, and I guess
So
the other thing is that at
I
this
didn't mean to give
moment
you trouble. You can ignore the stars. I'm sure you did already.
no, well, that's the thing, right? Is that right now we can ignore them, or we could take a step and deal with them too, because if we're just seeing who won the state, right? Like basically when we ignore the stars, we're gonna there's supposed to be, I think, what, 5 or 6 electoral votes that wouldn't be left or right to one of those candidates, right?
Right, correct. Which I think is good and accurate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have to do extra work to make sure that they don't go with those two right now.
Yes,
Because right
correct.
now we don't have a sense of when we're building the thing, yeah, you kind of want to say,
Well, I don't want to go too deep because we have 4 minutes
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
So,
right.
do you want
Well,
to?
because here's the thing, right? Is that we're just building this. We're going to organize them by whether or not the electoral votes went to one candidate or the other. You could imagine using the same layout before the election's done counting to say, like, oh, these states are already over here and these are over
Correct.
here, right? It's like as they're
Totally.
coming in.
Well,
so you're
that's
gonna
not
have
exactly
the
how that's not exactly how the electoral college works. But sure,
Yeah, I mean, right.
because you
Yeah, there's
have
gonna.
you have
I guess the point is
electors
there's
who then
various
decide
states. There's gonna
after
be
the
various.
popular vote is cast, or they decide like which way to cast and that's the crazy thing, right? Is that the electoral college isn't bound to the popular vote. Like those people can get a popular vote that says candidate Y and then go cast their electoral vote for candidate X. You know what I mean? That's like what's so crazy about our government.
Yeah, I guess what I'm more focused on is I want to be able to handle those in between states. So it's like, because the other thing is you could use this in one of those simulators or where, if people are making
Totally.
predictions,
Yeah.
then you want to be able to say like, oh, hey, let me flip this state, like, or here, these are the battleground states, like move them into their place. You want this positioning system to be able to handle electoral votes that are not assigned, right?
Yep.
So
Helen Earth says one of the things that is so crazy about our government. One of like two or three things.
Yeah. So I mean, but I guess just as a next step, I'm going to say if the target is, what did I call it? I didn't call it anything yet. What is this? Just like results. Say results. Or results 2016 for now.
Love it.
Then here, results 2016.
Ooh, I have an idea.
I think this should do it. So not R in the middle.
Okay, that may have an interesting result.
Wow. Yeah. Well, they're all not showing up, I guess. or I'm getting this wrong. So electoral R. Oh, it's not the state though. Damn, we need this. We need a cartogram. So it's gotta get the C dot states postal. That work better? There we go. And then their Y. And maybe we should give them more X breathing room or something.
Yes. I'm gonna try something. I might undo it in a second. Are they positioning anymore? Great.
What do you...
I made them live in G's so that they can have text, maybe? I'm hoping, maybe?
Uh-huh.
But it didn't really work in the way that I had hoped that it would. Oh, probably because I'm not doing these, arranging the G's properly. Dot transform, no. Dot adder transform.
So I'm gonna move it in more, and I'm also gonna add, so we do the lean.
Okay, sorry about that. Didn't mean to do that. And do some of this. Okay. No, okay, alright. So I tried to add the state labels and I thought it was the 2-letter label, but I was wrong. Do they have state postals on them?
Sorry, what did you try to add?
Oh, that's what I tried to do. I tried to make it so that the state labels were attached to them, but it appears that in the way that I have done this, I have made a true mistake. So I tried to give it a node G and then append the circles to it, but I think I got the dot join situation wrong or something like that is wrong.
No, I think you also, you might have done it right, but there we go.
Yeah, that's
the translation. You needed to update the transform in the simulation tick instead of the. It still had the CXY.
And then if I want it to be the state code.
Oh, you have to look up the state code. This is also where we need the hull. Probably. Because it might look cool. I mean, this looks cool anyway. They're like furry. Can you just add, like, you should just push the text out 100 pixels and see what it looks like.
What do you mean out?
Like to the right or something. Just. I'm also going to spread them out based on their leaning so that it kind of spreads too. I don't know. Let me share this.
All right.
Chat too. Oh, now you centered them. Do you want me to give you there's like code to look up the state basically?
Yes, please.
Or you want the cartogram data, so here I'll give you the line that I've been using.
Yeah, and then do you want a Rochambeau for the wrap up?
Do what?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh.
Should we build an observable notebook that spins a wheel?
I'm sure that won't even exist. All right, so now you have little postal codes.
Variant. By 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 variant. By
Oh my
variant.
god, you know what I just thought of? Like, what if we just color the letters and get rid of the circles?
Oh, you're full of fun, great ideas.
And like maybe the font could be like a
But wait,
thicker font or something.
fork it.
Fork. Okay, here. Let's comment out the text real quick because that like
Great.
and then yeah. I wanted to spread these out a little bit. Can I do that before we fork?
We can do whatever we want. We're in overtime. It's 11:06, so as far as we could go fucking another hour. I don't give a shit.
All right, so we're going into bonus time.
Bonus overtime.
I'm gonna move this here.
Roll another split. I don't care.
Yeah.
I love your idea. That's how much. Sorry, this is an endorsement of the quality of making little postal codes float in space. That sounds so much fun.
All right, let's do that. All right, so the only thing I really still want to do though, is that I'm calculating some sort of arbitrary point goalpost for when one or the other side wins. But I want to use the same lean scale here. So this is kind of, I want something more like this. I guess lean. I want lean here too. I'm doing all kinds of things. All right, that's fair. So really, it should be something like this. But where the scale is going to go, so if this is the rep extent, Republican extent, then I want this to go from margin. Oh no, this is the Democrat one. Sorry. I don't want to go with this. So this is going from the middle. So I want to go to the middle plus, I don't know, some amount to the width minus margin. Right. So that should spread it sort of.
Hey, buddy, do you know of anybody using Google Web Fonts in an observable notebook?
I haven't. I don't know. Maybe I haven't tried. Maybe I did.
Because I just searched it and I haven't found anybody who has.
Well, you can just add a style. If you get the style tag for a Google font, you can just add.
Yeah, I have a link, so I can just do an HTML. Okay, sure, love it. Great plans.
Yeah, this goes from the end. You're gonna minus this to margin left plus that. Shit, I just changed the one. God damn it. This is supposed to be the Democrat one. This is the okay. Did that work? Yes. That's more or less what I had imagined, except these can go, they could spread out more. Over 8. Over 8.
Hell on Earth, it says a lot of important data is missing, like the number of people who use a particular polling station and the wait time for each polling station. I very much agree with this. I've talked a lot about this of if you want to know the speed of the 25th pitch at the last baseball game, you can go find 3 websites that show that to you. But if you want to know how many guns were purchased in America, that's not a thing we track. You know what I mean? It's the things that we choose to gather data about in our society are very strange and definitely a signal of what is important. You know what I mean? Or what people don't pointedly don't want people to know, they make sure that that is not tracked or it's difficult to track, And polling places and wait times is one of those things where it's just not something that, people are out there. And, America is a big place. It's hard to collect data from every polling place. It's hard enough to collect votes, let alone wait times, things like that. Fork
This is
in
kind
a
of cool.
notebook. I'm making it text.
So the 2016 election. So this is what they think they're leaning. This is what 538 thinks they're leaning now.
This is like relevant. I'm not sure how recent this data is. By now, I think
Alright.
we're saying like 2018.
Okay. Do they have a README on this data set?
I filled that link out. I don't know if you go to its home
Oh.
folder. You know what I mean?
Oh, they're waiting. Yeah, 2016 and 2012, but so it's backwards looking, but it's the last two presidential elections.
Hey, buddy, I have a present for you.
What's up?
Hold on, I'm
Okay.
sharing it.
Are we ready to fork?
Oh, we're not. We're
you
more than
fork.
ready to fork.
Oh shit.
Give me un segundo. Oh, an error occurred. I think I pressed it too quick. Here you go. Boop.
I'm excited. Oh my god.
Yep. There you go.
Wow.
I found a font that looks good when you make them small, I think. You know what I mean?
Wait, what's up with the spacing? Somehow like the width is not.
Number of people voting at a polling station compared to the number of officials at the station could give an indication of how many votes were. Yeah. Okay, this is actually a really interesting thing because I was talking to somebody else about normally when people predict elections, they predict how a county would vote. But I've been trying to look into this concept of trying to predict how long it would take a county to vote, but it's just it's hard because there's no baseline from previous elections of votes per hour would be super handy. But again, even if they had that data, it would probably be by county instead of by polling place. So it'd say each polling place had a 3 hour per, or 25 votes per hour or whatever it is. I don't even know what would be a reasonable baseline number for that, but Eves gets close. Go ahead.
Did you change anything except for the font?
Nope, I did fork, font, that was pretty much it. Fork, font, color, and then I turned the regular nodes off.
Oh, you know what I think it might be is that the text is offset somehow.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, I did that. Yeah, I was fucking around. So there, now now everything's positioned properly.
Yay.
Okay.
But we need to we either need to make the text size smaller or the radius larger, right?
Yeah. So let's see here.
This is some real magical shit, by the way. I'm really into this.
It's not horrible, right? Can we? All right. So let's say I'm gonna start the radius at 5 pixels instead. I think that's pretty good, but we need to tweak our strengths a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
I feel like you're the wizard.
Oh, you want me to do some force layout magic? Let me do this tweet first, and then I'll do force layout magic.
What are you doing first?
Number tweeting. I'm tweeting tweets. You're the excellent map. I'm making a little tweet of it.
Nice. Yeah, there's still just like, I could spread these out a little bit. This is pretty fun. I think this one's amazing. Oh, even this. Look at that.
Yeah, that's fun. I'll take a screenshot of that.
Why? Oh, I need to just like up to share those. I believe in this layout, we sorted them by Y. Now I'm not as interested in doing that for the force position since we already, the force transition's better, like between all these different ones. So now I want to sort these maybe by lean to start with. Yeah. So when I make state grid, no? What do we call grid? State units. Excuse me. We go through I thought I had a sort. Oh, I sort them here. I sort them by the center. Oh, I don't think I was ever returning that. Shit, did I not really? Oops. Centroid. To grid. I don't know. Guess it's sorted differently. Alright, well. I was sorting by X. It's supposed to be sorting by that. So instead, I want to say, let's see. No, the lean. I need the lean one. So force X, we get lean. And A is A dot state. And B is state. Oh crap. I think I need it. I'm not accounting for the party though. It just doesn't seem to be sorting them at all. That's because I need to not sort them in the force layout. I need to sort them in the grid developments.
All right. Hell on Earth is nerd sniped me a little bit. They said that the number of people voting at a polling station compared to the number of officials at the station could give an indication of how long it would take to vote. And I think I'm going to look in the Eves data. I believe they have total poll workers, for every county, which is D8A. And you have registered voters per county, which is A1A. So you could do total registered voters divided by, I already lost it. Jesus Christ. I should have made it red instead of bold. Polling stations? Polling stations, that's interesting. Yeah, you're right. Before I had polling people, poll workers. So that's D8A. Do we have polling stations? Let's see. Oh, interesting. They even have poll workers election day and early. So that's like the crazy pictures that we saw today is like, it's not even election day, it's early voting. So you could see how many workers they have set. And then polling stations. Let's see. I'm not sure if they have that. They have a lot of information about what type of voting technology is used and things like that. Participation, physical polling place on election day. That just says like how they voted last time. I don't know if they actually have polling places. They might just have poll workers. They have total votes cast. That's fun. They have number of people who voted at a polling place on election day. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. D4A, election day total polling places. D4A. So this is all very fun, interesting stuff. Where did a smart gentleman at some point make a data set with all of the Eves data in it? Because if that person did do that, then this would not be too terribly difficult. Let's see. Counties with data set. Let's see. It doesn't have Eves, but like it. That's not census. I think it's Eves, 2016. Okay, cool. So we want to. What were the things I just said? We want to select A1A, D4A, and D8A. A1A, D4A, D4A, and D6? No, D8A. D8A from...
Oh, this is kind of cool.
What do you mean there's no column D4A?
Oops. Download definition. I was messing with different sorts for the grid. Can you do the split screen?
Yeah, sorry, I got distracted. I got nerd sniped, as I said. Ooh, that looks awesome, dude.
Yeah, so it's just sorted by intensity. So like, I'm not splitting the Republican and Democrat.
Oh, it's just how partisan they are, you're saying?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which is almost like good enough, I guess, for this sorting that I want to show.
Totally. Do you want to do a little recap and show us the different modes, or like maybe we can start at the top and then you can get into the modes?
Yeah. Let me see. So let me get my tabs ready because we
gotta get your tabs right.
I'm in. Yeah, it's really these two notebooks. So, well, we could start with this, right?
Yep.
Oh, all right. Well, so yeah, it's been a good night on the stream. We a little overtime here, but all right. So what do we do today? We wanted to make unit charts, right? Unit charts are sweet. And one thing that we often see as a single bar chart is Electoral College, status or predictions, or right, we can choose which way states go, that kind of thing. But there's 538 electoral college votes, and that seems like a perfect candidate to draw 538 circles,
Yes, sir.
which is what we did. And then we played with, you can change visual aspects with sliders, just to help us kind of get it right how we wanted to see it. And then once we got that working, EJ was like, well, since we have circles, why can't we make them force directed? And of course, we did make them force directed. So we ended up actually building up several things into this visualization. And one of the coolest things is that because it's force directed, you can go from the grid. First thing we did was move them to the center of their state on a map. Right, so now all the electoral college votes are organized by where their states are. And then they're colored right now by the 538 PVI prediction. So what was that PVI for again, EJ?
Partisan voter index, I think.
Right, so it's like they lean more or less towards one of the parties in the way they voted in the past 2 presidential elections, I think. So then we're like, oh, let's do a scatter plot of that. So we just move all of them along the x-axis, basically how far they lean one way or the other. The y-axis, we just leave it as the geographic center. And then I really wanted to see we had the map, right, where it's the state centroids.
This one turned out really cool.
Yeah, I think this is nice because you still get the sense of all the states, where they are, the familiar.
It gives them some room to breathe.
Yeah, you can see them more clearly. And then finally we loaded in some data about the 2016 election and where the electoral college votes ended up for that year, that we can transition to. And part of the hope would be that this layout, it could be reused either if you're playing it one of those simulations where you get to decide, like, oh, I think it'll go this way, or I want to see what happens when it goes that way. But really, it's just, I think, also really it's satisfying to see all these different layouts kind of come from the same elements, right?
Object permanence, right? Is what
object permanence, exactly. And kind of just it's the in-between states actually kind of give you a feeling for the data. The other, speaking of elements, one thing EJ was like, hey, can we add labels or something? And we added the labels, but then we're like, why do we still need the circles? Right? So this is like, I think, really exciting too. Now every electoral college vote has its little state code, which most people are going to be familiar with, and we can jumble between those just the same, end up with a nice map.
I liked it because you sort of know where they came from, even when they're split from their geography.
Yeah, so I think, that's a wrap for tonight, but it was really cool to walk that path. That was
awesome.
Interesting
turns. I think, I never would have expected to have, we didn't start with this in mind. It just came out of playing around, which is my favorite part.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was really cool.
Dope. Well, thank you to everybody for hanging out and joining us. Thanks to Hell on Earth Is, everybody in the chat. Thanks to Shirley for dropping by. Everybody who hangs out, have a great night. Take it easy. I think we'll see you not this Sunday, but next Sunday, I think, is our next stream.
That's right. Yeah, I won't be able to be around next weekend or next week, but we'll be back.
It's cool. Every time we take a break, we always come back super recharged, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that'll be good. And it'll be, really close to the elections.
True. That's very true.
Hopefully we have some charge to, do some more stuff.
All right. Take it easy, everybody. Good night.
All right. Good night.